Hello and welcome back to Viper Bites Primetime Previews. And we are in Wild Card Weekend, and we have a rubber match in the AFC East. Win and move on, lose and you're done. We've got the 10-7 New England Patriots in an unfamiliar role as a road dog heading to Buffalo to take on the two-time champs there in the AFC East. And that's the Buffalo Bills, who happen to be 11-6. Like I mentioned, this is the rubber match. Back on December 6th, it was the Patriots that won 14-10, led by Mac Jones, 2 of 3 passing for 19 yards. Okay, all kidding aside, Damian Harris, 10 carries, 111 yards, 1 touchdown. A big-time 64-yard run to kind of get things going for the Patriots. The biggest play of that game. He may have also tweaked his hammy back then too as well. So, hey, you know what? A win's a win. Take it any way you can get it. Then on December 26th, the Bills revenge game. The Bills win this one 33-21. Josh Allen, 314 yards passing, 3 touchdowns, adding another 64 yards on the ground. Mac Jones, well, rookie's going to rookie if you want to go there. 145 yards passing, 2 interceptions. Get those tables, circle the wagons, do what you got to do, but make sure you bundle up for this one. The real feel is forecasted to be -7 degrees, 14-mile-per-hour wind gusts. Coldest playoff game on record in Buffalo was January 15th, a matchup in 1994 when the Bills hosted the then Los Angeles Raiders. It got to -15 in that contest with that wind chill. Any deflated balls this week will likely be due to the weather. Now, the Bills, they enter the playoffs with the league's best point differential at +194, ahead of the Patriots, who finished third with a +159. Also, Buffalo has allowed a league-low 17 points per game, just ahead of the Patriots, who have allowed 17.8 points per game, which happens to be the second fewest. Well, you got two teams, good points for, good points against. The differential is going to play out. How is this playoff game going to go? We could go into the details of that game back on December 6th, but there was really nothing to really talk about that. Then on December 26th, the Bills win. We talked about Allen. We talked about Jones. Devin Singletary, 39 yards rushing, 39 yards receiving. Damian Harris, 103 yards rushing, 3 touchdowns. Yeah, 3 touchdowns for Damian Harris. Talk about the receivers. All right. Stephon Diggs, 7 catches, 85 yards, 1 touchdown. This was the Isaiah McKenzie coming out party. 11 catches, 125, and a touchdown. On the New England side of things, on December 26th there, it was Jacoby Myers, 6 catches, 59 yards. Kendrick Bourne, 2 catches, 33. Obviously, with 145 yards passing for Mac Jones, the passing game was not clicking for the Patriots on that day. Now, New England is limping into the playoffs, losing 3 of the last 4. And losing all 3 by 9 or more points. Now, while rookie Mac Jones has looked good for the most part of the season, he's played kind of like a rookie the last few games, but 3,801 passing yards, that is the 5th most ever by a rookie signal caller. Last week versus Miami, Mac Jones' target distribution with all his weapons back, Jacoby Myers, 27%, Hunter Henry, 20%, Damian Harris, 13%. Kendrick Bourne, 13%. Nelson Aguilar, yeah, he's still there, 10%. Now, for this, we will be focusing primarily on the Bills receivers in this matchup, as I'm going to assume that the Patriots are going to run the ball and run the ball plenty. Now, we will show Jacoby Myers and Kendrick Bourne a little bit of love. Myers finished 19th in the league in receptions with 83, 23rd in targets with 126. He also finished with 866 yards receiving. And he finished with 8 or more targets in 5 straight games. Now, Bourne, he finished with 800 yards, and he did score on 5 occasions there in the passing game. Hunter Henry, he is a true wild card in this one. Should the Patriots passing game get going, it's going to be a lot on the shoulders of Hunter Henry in this one, especially when it comes to that red zone, because we know Jonnu Smith ain't about that life. Now, I want to see the Patriots throw the ball. I really do. But the weather, the way it's looking, any expectation of them not running the ball should be forgotten, because you got Damian Harris, who has absolutely been a bully all season long. Underrated, yes. People were talking about Damian Harris as a I know, a low-end RB2, RB3 type guys saying that Chris Carson is better than Damian Harris. PFF gave him a very good grade, one of the top graded running backs, if not the highest graded running back in the National Football League. Ramondre Stevenson, do you honestly want to tackle a 230-pound grown man when it's minus 10 degrees Fahrenheit out there, sub-zero temperatures? There are going to be some business decisions made. I guarantee you that much in this game. Now, over his last 11 games, Harris has scored 14 touchdowns and averaged 5 yards per carry. He's got 15 touchdowns, 929 yards in 15 games. In 2 games against the Bills, listen, we talked about this. We broke this down a little bit. Harris has ran for 214 yards on 28 carries and 4 touchdowns. I did the math. It checks out, and that is good. Now, Allen, we know about the running game in Buffalo. It comes and goes as Allen comes and goes. Allen and company may be looking to air it out, but this weather, you know what? Keep in mind, Josh Allen, he has 60-plus yards on the ground in 4 of his last 5 starts. So you know he's not afraid to call his own number. As far as Stephon Diggs is concerned, he has also scored in 3 of the last 4 games, despite reaching only 100 yards receiving in 2 games this season after doing it 7 times last year. Devin Singletary, he has taken over a bell cow back type duties in the final 4 weeks of the season. And you know what? He should be active in this game because I expect that weather to kind of play a factor into this. Listen, 21 carries, 99.1 scrimmage yards per game with 6 touchdowns in that period of time. Singletary has been balling out, and in those 4 games in that period, the Bills have won each game. We know Allen likes to call his number, but Singletary has 13 carries inside the 10 over that 4-week span, 79.3% of the snaps, and is averaging, as mentioned, 21 touches per game. When he hasn't been calling his own number in terms of Allen, he's spreading the ball around pretty well to Diggs, to Beasley, to Sanders, and most recently, the touchdown maker himself, Gabriel Davis, has been getting involved. Allen's 4,407 passing yards, that ranks 8th in the National Football League. How is this one going to play out? I think you cannot bet against Bill Belichick ever. It seems he's got the Bills right where he wants them. Underdog, going into Orchard Park, going into Buffalo. But the Patriots have a chance to win this. They've got a puncher's chance here. I really feel they're going to run the ball, and they're going to have a lot of success doing that and come close to pulling off the upset. But at the end of the day, I like the Bills in this one, 27-20 going away. So get them tables ready. Last year, I put myself through a table to show my support for the Bills. I like the Bills again this week. And make sure you're following along here. We got plenty more videos coming here in the next few days. We're going to preview each and every single one of these wildcard games. If you want more stats, more projections, head over to fantasypoints.com. They've got you covered. I promise you that. Now stay tuned. More coming around.